Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review, a demo, and swatches on the new Natasha Denona Tropic Eyeshadow Palette. If you're new to my channel, I like to go ahead and just show you guys the demo. I did demo this look today. I know it's a little bit different, but I decided to play with some of the colors because I usually do pretty neutral looks on my channel, and I'd already done a couple neutral looks with this palette, so I wanted to experiment with the colors a little bit more. And yeah, I hope you guys like this look and enjoy this demo. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that demo. Now on for the review. So I like to start my reviews talking about the packaging. It's just like a plastic packaging, and then you open it up and you do get a huge mirror, which I really like. You also do get the names on the actual palettes, which I like. I know that a while back a lot of people didn't like it because you had like that card on the other one, so I do like this has the actual names on the palette. Now I do want to read you guys just kind of like what she says about the formula and stuff online, and then I'm going to kind of tell you guys like my experience with the formula, like the matte and the shimmer shades. So it says that it's a limited edition palette that features 15 shades of Natasha's new long-lasting cream powder formulas combined with her classic signature formula. With a range of matte and metallic finishes and complementary tropical pop colors and pastels, you'll be inspired to create endless looks, as far as your imagination leads you, from soft and natural to colorful, vibrant, and bold. Alright, so starting out with the eyeshadows, I want to start out talking about the matte shades. So you do get a total of 15 eyeshadows in here altogether. If you break that down, that's $8.60 like per eyeshadow. This is $129, so this definitely is not a cheap palette. It's one of those that I definitely like. It hurt my wallet to purchase this. But starting out with the matte shades, you get the shade Peach, Puff, Sangria, Fake Tan, Cocoa, Sahara, Nudist, Vintage Taupe, Pastel Melon, Laguna, and Xena. So starting out with the matte shades, they blend incredibly well. I was really surprised. I was really worried about these pastel shades because a lot of pastel shades, I feel like they can be like powdery or they can blend away to almost nothing. These, I didn't have any issue with that. I just built them up and I felt that the pigmentation was really nice. The pigmentation was nice really on all the matte shades. You just really need to dip your brush in there once. But if you do go over the top, I found that these were very, very easy to blend. They're very creamy and they're very easy to work with. I love the matte shades, and for me, I'm someone that matte shades like mean a lot because they are my favorite to wear on my eyes, and they were amazing. Now she does talk about the long-lasting formula. So there's something I want to mention about how well they last. I have very hooded eyes, so like a lot of eyeshadows will crease right in here or they'll fade really quickly. And these I found like for like the matte shades on here were amazing. I loved how long that they lasted on my eyes. I actually used this section right here, these like 3, and then use the shade Tiger Lily as a pop of color on my lower lash line. And while the matte shades held up incredibly well, this Tiger Lily shade actually faded really quickly on my lower lash line. And I have a lot of other drugstore shimmer shades that I put on my lower lash line that I find last a lot longer than that Tiger Lily shade. So that gets me on kind of going on to the shimmer shades here. So you do get the shade Gusta, I think. Limassol, I don't know how you say that one either. And then Exotic, Tiger Lily, and Mint Frost. Mint Frost is a little bit different. This one kind of has some like chunkiness to it. I think that it applies best with your finger. It does have a little bit of fallout. The matte shades don't have, like, for me personally, I didn't feel like there was a terrible amount of fallout. There was a little bit, but it wasn't bad. With this shade, you do have a little bit of fallout. I think the pigmentation is better with your fingers. So the shimmer shades in here, I was really, really disappointed in them. The only one in here which I don't mind is the shade Mint Frost, because I do think that you get pretty nice pigmentation. It's what I've got on my inner corners today, as you guys seen in the demo. But I like this one. However, like the shade Exotic, Tiger Lily, and these two, like, it just didn't matter how much I tried to build that up with a brush on my eyelid. It was just so hard to get good pigmentation. And then I thought, all right, well, let's wet my brush. Well, even wetting my brush, the pigmentation was better, but I was like, all right, well, it's gotta be good with my finger then. And I still felt like, even with my finger, the pigmentation just was not the best out of these shimmer shades. I have drugstore eyeshadows, like Wet n Wild eyeshadows, that shimmer eyeshadows that I got better pigmentation from than I did from these. And for $129, even the matte shades are great for me. All the shadows need to be great, even the shimmer shades. Like I was talking about with this Tiger Lily shade on my lower lash line, I've had that same issue with the shade Exotic. I use it again today, like on my lid right here, and I don't know what it is about the shimmer shades, but they seem to fade incredibly quickly. Like I said, especially the Tiger Lily shade, I was just so surprised, because usually shades for me on my lower lash line, nothing like really fades down there in that area. It's usually like on my lid that fades first because of my eye shape, but Tiger Lily did it first. So this shade right here is actually a little bit lighter. It looks like pretty yellow in the pan, but I don't want to mention I use this on my inner corner, and this one just like it's not like an ugly color. It's still very beautiful, and it does still have that yellow shift to it, but it is a lot lighter, I feel like, once you put it on the actual skin, and it does take quite a bit of building up. I find that all the shimmer shades take quite a building up. So for me, would I recommend this palette? I'm going to actually say no, I would skip it. I feel like for $129, if you're wanting this like palette, like you see these pops of colors in here, like this bottom right when you're like, oh, I haven't seen another palette that has those shades, or so maybe it's worth $129. I would say no, that it's not worth $129. And the palette as a whole for me is just not worth it, because while I love the matte shades in here, the pops of color, which is mostly like the shimmer shades that kind of like drew me in, they're what disappoints me. And like, you know, like it says this palette's just like inspire you, make you creative, and when I look at this palette I do get inspired, but when I find shimmer shades like this that I kind of have to work really hard with, and I've got other ones, more affordable ones that are a lot easier to work with, then you know what I mean, I can't really justify paying $129 for this palette. I also feel like, again, this isn't going to be a palette that's everyday and for everyone. Like, there's not really any shades in here to highlight your inner corners with, really, except for this one or this one, which I did today, but this is more like a colorful look. Like, if you were wanting to stick more with like these neutral shades, you would have to reach into another palette if you wanted to get more of like a gold or a champagne or a cream or a white shade to highlight your inner corner. Also, there's not really much as far as like deepening up your outer corner and things like that. You can build the shade Cocoa up, but it doesn't build up to like a super deep, you know, like shade. It's definitely very more neutral, which I think, you know, is very spring. This palette to me is very spring, but I feel like for the price, I just don't feel like the shimmer shades were amazing, even though the mattes were. So for me, I would skip on this one. I would definitely like to know if you guys have tried it and your thoughts on it. I'm really glad that I ended up getting this one before I got her, I think it's like green brown palette or something like that, because I'd been eyeing that one, but it is mostly shimmer shades and I like matte shades. So, you know, if the shimmer shades in that palette perform like these two, I'm definitely glad that I just cut this one instead of spending the 200 and something for the other one. But for me, I think it's a pass. I think that with spring coming around, you'll probably see a lot more coming off more affordable stuff. I actually think the Jaclyn Hill palette, it's from Morphe. Like, I mean, this one's got beautiful pops of color as well. Like, show you guys, just this one's got like a lot more colors in it. I mean, I think from the Natasha Denona palette, so if I can hold these up side by side without dropping them both. I think holding them up side by side, of course this one's got more like peachy colors, but like these blues and these greens, you've got them like down there in Jaclyn Hill palette. This of course has got like more of a purple kind of undertone, but they're very, very similar. The only two in here that, of course, the Jaclyn Hill palette really doesn't have like pops of color wise is definitely the Laguna and the Xena, but I think that, like I said, there's like other like eyeshadows, like Kat Von D has beautiful like pastel eyeshadows, and there's even other drugstore ones, you know, that have beautiful like pastel colors as well. So I think that you could find definitely a more affordable version, not like an exact, you know, dupe of this palette, but I definitely think that there is more affordable options if you guys are just wanting to like pick out these colors in here. Like I said, these are $8.06 individually. I know, like, you know, the Anastasia's eyeshadows, are hers 11 individually or 12? I'm not sure, don't hold me to that, but I'm saying that if you don't like all these colors but you like these, there's Kat Von D, Urban Decay, there's a whole nother like brands that you guys could, you know, pick your favorite color out here and maybe like create your own palette. I think Urban Decay is having like 50% off their eyeshadows, like the 21 Days of Beauty that's getting ready to come up. So it's just a thought. I'm not saying it's like a terrible palette, but for me, I don't think it's worth $129 because these shimmer shades just are not the best. So yeah, I hate that, like I said, this palette didn't like wow me. Like I said, I think I created a really pretty look with the colors, and I do like the colors in here, but they're just extremely hard to build up. And I just feel like for the price, you can get something better from the drugstore, and the shimmer ones just didn't last on my eyes. So yeah, I think for me, this one is definitely going to be a pass. And like I said, if you guys know of any alternatives or similar shades, just let everybody else know in the comments down below. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, just let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching.